bienvenidas, bienvenidos. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros aquí en este día, durante el fin de semana. Apreciamos su participación en este evento. Así que muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Francisco, you direct the B3 Institute, so you translate.
She knows English.
No, I'm not saying for her, I'm saying for the rest. She knows Spanish too. I was talking Spanish to her. In any event, thank you for being here. I mean, this is a critically important event for us as a university. And Marianela and her folks in the Office of Sustainability have been doing an amazing job since before, but since I've been here, I can talk about that. They've been doing an amazing job in developing these types of initiatives. And Proyectos Sin Fronteras was the first initiative that we started when I came in, started working collaboratively. And it's good to see how this has, we've built on this and expanded on it, and it has become stronger and stronger and stronger. It's also very exciting as I went throughout the room this morning and said hi to many of you, seeing the different disciplines and colleges that are represented in this event this morning, right, or this weekend. Because sustainability and sustainable development is about cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary, you select your word, right? Collaborations. It's critically important when we talk about infusing sustainability and sustainable development across the curriculum, that we're really talking about across the curriculum, right? From college to college, from discipline to discipline. And so it's really exciting to see all of you here, because if it were not for you, we would not be moving in the strong direction that we're moving. And so we are really honored to have been one of 13 institutions selected nationwide by the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. So it's an honor that Utrgv was selected for this project, but it's only possible, one of the reasons we were selected is because of the great work that the Office of Sustainability does, Marianela and her team, but all the great work that all of you do in enhancing our curriculum and really focusing on sustainability and sustainable development here at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. And so what we need to do in order to continue to enhance this process is to develop more learning opportunities for our faculty to integrate sustainability and sustainable development, not only in the curriculum, but in your scholarship, right? In your teaching, in your service, in your community engagement activities, because we have to look at sustainability from a holistic perspective, right? We need to look at it from the top and say, how does this impact everything that we do as faculty members, as scholars, as individuals who belong to a community in the Rio Grande Valley or outside the Rio Grande Valley? What can we do professionally, but also personally, for the sustainable development of our society, not only in the region, but throughout the world? And as some of you know, I focus as a scholar and researcher, I focus on the socioeconomic impacts of disasters, right? And two of the key component areas that I focus on are mitigation and resilience, right? Remember, I didn't say preparedness, I didn't say response, I said mitigation and resilience. Mitigation, because mitigation allows us to develop initiatives and strategies and actions so that when an event does happen, we are well prepared, right? Rather than hearing, the hurricane is coming, everybody starts scrambling, not knowing what to do, you engage in mitigation. These are long-term initiatives and strategies to allow a society to confront disasters and be able to recover from these disasters, right? We spend as a society, both nationally and internationally, we spend billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars on recovery, which, if we invested at least a fraction of that amount of money on mitigation, we would be much better off as a society. We would reduce the impacts of these events. But I also focus, as well as mitigation, on resiliency. And resilience is the ability of groups to bounce up, right, after or recover after an event. And some people say, to recover your original stage where you were before the event, to get to that stage. But that's not what we want, right? We want people to recover and be at a better position than they were before the event, right? And so mitigation and resilience is intrinsically tied to sustainability and sustainable development, right? Because we want to develop practices through mitigation and resilience that are sustainable, that impact in a positive way our societies, and allow us to better adapt and cope with disasters and disaster events. And so I think this is what this event is also all about in the context of my background as a scholar and as a researcher as well. And because education for sustainable development is not something that we can mandate by policy or by law, right? It is something that takes the passion, the commitment, the engagement, right, of all of you in this classroom, I was going to say, in this room. What can I say? I'm still a teacher, I'm still a faculty member, right? So it takes the engagement of everybody in this room to actively participate in these initiatives. And so through these workshops, we emphasize the importance of having sustainability integrated, as I said, into your teaching, your scholarship, research, creative work, and service, including community engagement. And so it's about developing and focusing on these theories and concepts and concrete initiatives that are really critical for the professional and personal. And remember, I keep emphasizing professional and personal because I don't want to separate these two, because as we educate our students, as we provide this instruction through our curriculum, it's not only about their professional growth and contribution and development, it is also about impacting their personal growth and development, and that the actions that they take as individuals impact our society in many different ways, right? And so our goal is to reduce that carbon footprint that we all leave here in our society. So we are strongly committed at Utrgv to enhancing and expanding cross-disciplinary partnerships, and we've made great strides in this process. And you can see projects in terms of teaching, in terms of curriculum development, in terms of scholarship, in terms of sustainability, as we are here today, that focus on cross-disciplinary, transdisciplinary initiatives, because we think this is the way that we need to move forward, because we know that this is the way in which we can have a greater impact in building and strengthening our colleges, our faculty, and our students as well. And so by providing the sustainable education to our students, we're also, as I said before, impacting their lives. And so we want students to be educated, right, to understand the impacts of the decisions they make as individuals and as leaders, wherever their positions might be. But not only to understand the impact, but what do I do as an individual to mitigate, right? To reduce those impacts as an individual, as a CEO, as a news reporter, as an athlete, as a faculty member, whatever those positions may be. And so these will allow us to address our challenges today and think about the future, right? Again, mitigation, looking into long-term strategies to reduce these impacts in the long term. So as we look at this and we look at ASHE's call to action, right? We acknowledge that there are important and prospective partnerships in this room here today that we can continue to foster, that we can continue to develop, to enhance sustainability and sustainable development in our research, our teaching, our residential life, that have high impact on our educational practices, not only in the Rio Grande Valley, but across the state, across the country, and literally across the world with our partners and colleagues from La Universidad de Monterrey. So what you're doing here is critically important. What we're doing here today is critically important to continue to enhance and strengthen and expand our initiatives to enhance our teaching, scholarship, and research and service in terms of sustainability and sustainable development. So I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you for your active engagement. I want to thank you for your participation and for your commitment to making this a priority, not only in your professional lives, but in your personal lives as well. And again, I want to thank Marianela and all her team and her office for the great work that they do. And I think we as a university, as Utrgv, are having an impact, and we're having a significant impact that is being recognized nationwide, right? And so ASHE's, right, our participation in ASHE is a national recognition of what all of you have done and will continue to do in this area of focus. So, I wish I could stay with you. I have many meetings, right? This is going to be much more exciting. I'm not meeting with you today, right?
No.
So I can say that, okay. This is going to be much more exciting than the meetings I'm about to have, right? And more challenging, more engaging, and so, but I can't stay. But I wish you have a very engaging and productive and successful workshop, and I'm sure you will. And you know, at the end of the day, it's about the partnerships that we can develop. It's about the actions, the call to action that we can develop, in which each of you will take a leadership role to bring people together. So I hope that this also serves as a very important networking function to allow you to continue to make great contributions to the university, to our region, and much more broadly. So, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much.
So we want to say and give a very special thank you to Dr. Rodríguez because, you know, he has provided such great leadership and support for this program. As I mentioned to you, this began back in 2014. And he keeps giving credit to the Office for Sustainability, but I have to tell you, it's taken a very great group of leaders as well, and I'm going to introduce you to one of those critical leaders, Dr. Amy Hay. Dr. Amy Hay, along with Dr. Saavedra, Dr. Gabler, are you here? Dr. Christopher Gabler, Dr. Ángel Saavedra, and Dr. Edith Galley have been assisting us with creating this program for you, and it is through their leadership that we're able to do so. And so they are our steering committee. We had a larger steering committee when we started off in 2014. So we may be calling on some of you after this workshop to see if you have interest, because we need to grow the committee and we need to expand programs such as these. So thank you, Dr. Rodríguez, so much for your leadership and support. And I'm going to invite Dr. Amy Hay to come up. She is going to introduce you to our instructional coach, who cannot be here physically with us today, but will be joining us via Skype. Is that correct? I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know if it's webcast, Skype, or what was the other one, WebEx, or Netflix. She will be joining. So, Dr. Hay, if you would like to lead us into the instructional program.
Thank you. Good morning. So my name is Amy Ham.